Love you, honey. Keep it faster than I intended to, so I'm still
And Andrew, you're supposed to be looking the other way.
I'd like to ask, who gives this woman to be married to this man?
They all do.
We do. We do.
A double we do. Thank you. You all may be seated.
Come on with their mother.
All right, there will be no more tears until this is over because I can't get through it. All right. We gathered here today to join Andrew and Allison in the spiritual union of marriage. This contract is not to be entered lightly, but thoughtfully and seriously. And with it, you keep a realization and obligations to others and responsibilities. As husband and wife are each other's best friends, confidants, lovers, teachers, listeners, and critics. For the ones in this room that are friends with Allison and Andrew, a few short months ago, I got to meet her for the first time. They came in to a restaurant, sat down and had a bite to eat, and she doesn't know it, and I don't even know if he remembers it, but she got up to go to the restroom, and I thought to myself, she was so nice that it was almost fake. I said, I'm not sure about this girl. But her personality over the last months after showed, I think everyone in this room that's gotten to know her, she is that kind of person. When she went to the restroom, Andrew looked at me and he said, man, I'll tell you, this is the one. I'm going to marry this girl. And I said, you what? I said, how long have y'all been dating? He said, well, this is like the second time when she just went to a gig with me. I said, okay, Andrew, so you're going to marry this one? He said, yeah. And I said, shook my head and I said, all right. Months later, look where we're standing today. So for what you guys have done and watching you and fall in love with each other and make it forever, I think this is a good symbol of it and where we're going today. So with that said, now we get to the harder parts I got to remember. We're going to do the I do part. You do not have to repeat after me, but what you have to do is say you do at the end of these statements. Andrew, do you take Allison to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold in sickness and health, to share with you all the ups and downs, joys of happiness and life together that it has to offer, to love, honor, cherish, and protect her, forsaking all others, holding only on to her for all the days in your life?
I do.
Allison, I need some more light up here. Allison, do you take Andrew to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold in sickness and in health, to share with you all the joys and happiness life has to offer, to love, honor, cherish, protect her, see, that's wrong, I said him, protect her is what I said. Protect him, forsaking all others, holding only onto her for all the days of your life. You do. I believe her more. Now that they've said their I do's, we're going to do the sand ceremony. And basically with the sand ceremony, here, these two, basically, Andrew and Allison, today, you join your separate lives together. The two separate bottles of sand symbolize your separate lives, separate families, and separate set of friends. They represent all that you are, and at the end, all that you will ever be as an individual and as a couple. They also represent your lives before today. As these two containers of sand are poured into the third container, then the individual containers of sand will no longer exist, but will be joined together as one. Just as these grains of sand can never be separated and poured again in the individual containers, so will the rest of your marriage.
Somebody tell us when it's full.
We can't bend. What does it look like? Oh, we have sand.
Keep going, Andrew. Almost there.
Oh.
Almost there. You finished.
Hey.
And do me a favor, I'm going to call them out for being late. Somebody let Jeff and Sarah inside. I don't want them to miss this part.
They can lock the door.
I did. It's my job.
It's my job.
Everybody boo them when they come in. Seriously.
Okay.
Just make me happy.
Got it.
For real? Yep. No.
I'll do
Allison told everyone to do it, y'all, just so you know. One of my favorite parts so far about doing it is I don't have to read the vows and get them to repeat after me. They wrote their own vows. So we start with Andrew and his vows. No, or Allison.
With me, you said start me.
Yeah, whatever you like. Yes, ma'am.
You got the marriage part down.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
He said for me to go first because once he read his, he's going to be so overjoyed because it's so awesome that he's not going to listen anymore. I'm going first. Right, babe?
The gist, yeah.
When I first saw you, I knew I had to get to know you. When I first talked to you, I didn't want the night to end. I wanted to talk forever. When I first held you, I never wanted to let go. And when I first kissed you, I knew that I couldn't be without you, and I didn't ever want to let this feeling go. I never imagined that this could happen or my fairy tale could be reality. I never thought that I would have dreams about you, or miss being by your side, or get butterflies at the mention of your name. I never knew a love like this could exist until you came into my life. Although we haven't been together that long, and I know some think that we are crazy, I know true love has no time limit. I love everything about you, from your contagious laugh, to your dreamy eyes, to your beautiful heart, to the way you make me laugh uncontrollably all the time, to the way I melt every time I catch you staring at me. Your soul is so beautiful. You're an amazing man, friend, son, father, and you're everything to me. Today, I vow to be everything and more to you and Haley, our princess. I vow to always take the best care of you, to lift your spirits on your down days, which we all know are rare, to make sure you are physically and emotionally wonderful. I promise to be your rock and always be by your side. I promise you will never have to face anything in this world alone ever again, because now we are one. You will never be taken for granted. I will love you and Haley with all of my heart until I take my last breath. You're my soulmate and best friend. I can't wait to spend forever with you. As engraved on our rings, I am yours and you are mine. I will forever love you, Andrew, with all of me.
I know you're supposed to tell me
Speaking of
when.
rings. If you would like to place the ring on Andrew's finger, and then Andrew will read his vows.
That part comes upstairs later.
Your mother's here.
And children.
What do you think I got here? To quote the late, great Elvis Presley, wise men say only fools rush in. If that's the case, then consider me a fool. Because it took me less than 2 weeks to know and accept that you would be the woman that I spend the rest of my life with. On this day, I pledge to you my undying love, respect, commitment, and affection. I give you my heart, body, and soul, and I promise that I will spend my life trying to take your breath away. Too many vows are vague or boring, and we're not boring people. I care way too much to be vague about the things I'll always do for you. I vow to always cherish date nights and put in the effort to make them special for the rest of our lives. I vow to always chase butterflies, whether they're metaphoric or not. I vow to never go to bed angry. That means bugging you to talk about whatever's on your mind, even when you don't feel like opening up. That's because I also vow to listen to your feelings and problems, and to do my best to be compassionate, caring, and attentive when trying to find solutions. Speaking of solutions to your problem, I vow to always wear deodorant to bed. I vow to realize it always isn't the time to make inappropriate jokes, even when it's really, really hard. Really hard. On to the important ones. I vow to love you unconditionally for the rest of our lives. In sickness and health, piece of cake. For richer, for poorer, no problem. Till death do us part. Be one hell of a ride. I'm kissing her again.
You may kiss the bride. For the second time. Ladies and gentlemen,
Almost.
you gotta put that ring on
I
it.
got you.
Shove it. I'm sweaty.
I was nervous about what I said. Like, I'm not nervous about this anymore. That was
Yes.
it was perfect for both of you. And I think everyone in this room can join me in saying we are very happy for you. So, by that said, I get to read this part. By the power invested in me by the American Marriage Ministries in the state of Virginia, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You've already kissed her twice. But go Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you Mr. and Mrs. Miss David Andrew Saunders.